Hello, welcome back to another video. I had such a blast and so much fun doing the Am I the Asshole content last time that I figured, why not do it again? I still have a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, and a lot of judgment to give. So we're gonna do another one. Whether you're watching it live here on stream or you're watching it later in the future on YouTube, I hope you enjoy it. If you have not followed or subscribed or checked out my socials, please do. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. We're gonna start from the beginning. There is a trigger warning to this. Trigger warning for drug use and possible sexual assault. The title of this Am I the Asshole is my 22 female boyfriend, 24 male, cheated on me while high on acid and thought it was me. So let's get into this. For those of you watching on stream, you probably heard the beginning part of this, so I apologize for you re-listening to this. For those of you on YouTube, I did try reading this earlier, and unfortunately, it was a mess. So we're re-recording. So enjoy. Okay, ready? All right. My partner, 24 male, and I, 22 female, joined our friends on a trip to the beach to enjoy acid for the first time. There were 5 of us, 2 boys, 3 girls, 2 couples, and 1 extra girl. First red flag, don't go do drugs on the beach. If you're not used to the textures, that's not gonna be fun. And also, when there's a rando there, probably not the best idea. Normally, I don't know, like, because unfortunately I read ahead a little bit earlier. I'm trying to not spoil it, but I will say no. Okay. We took acid while there's still sunlight out. Apparently it takes ages to kick in. We spent the whole day drinking beer near our tents with a campfire going. First of all, don't get high when you know it's about to get dark. Secondly, don't get high around a fire. That could be potentially dangerous. Mind you, as we were turning into tripping balls on acid, we were also quite drunk. I'm a lightweight, so I didn't have much to drink. My partner, on the other hand, had plenty. When it started to kick in, it was fun. It was funny. I felt like the sand was grass, and I kept hearing Billie Eilish singing in my ear while it was wind blowing into my ear. Or when it really was just the wind blowing in my ear, and it was whistling. Okay. I mean, nothing really much to crazy say there, but also don't mix drugs, don't drink and do another drug. I can tell you this, I've dabbled in the THCs and I do not like to drink and dabble. I don't have fun. It doesn't hit the same. So if you're gonna do one thing, do one. Don't mix because it's not the same. You're not going to get the full experience, I feel like. This is where it goes downhill. Maybe it's in 4 to 5 hours. I decided to go on a walk and had 2 friends join me because I couldn't sleep. My partner decided to stay in our tent because he wasn't feeling well. So I said, sure. Our other male friend who was coming on a walk with me told me his girlfriend was going to stay with my boyfriend so she could look after him in case anything goes wrong. This is a giant red flag for me. If a girl is openly admitting to stay with a guy, she has alternative motives. I don't care what gender you are. Girls are shady. Girls are bitches. Girls have all the plans in the world they want, what they can't have. I don't care if she's in a fucking relationship. I feel like she purposely did not do drugs so that she could take advantage of this opportunity. I'm just saying. We all thought it was well until we got back. When we returned, the first thing we heard was obnoxious moaning and breathing. Me and the others panicked, so we immediately went to the boyfriend's tent, and lo and behold, both naked, someone's girlfriend on top of my boyfriend. I ended up vomiting and passing out on the shore, but I heard a lot of yelling and screaming. I woke up in my tent and saw my boyfriend sleeping next to me. Honestly, I thought I had to really think whether or not I had hallucinated him cheating or if that had really happened. First of all, if I saw someone on top of my man, I'm throat punching that guy and I am jump kicking into that girl, getting that girl off my man, right? he's not my man anymore because he done fucked up. Bye. Puking and vomiting and passing out. I mean, everyone's got their own ways of coping, I guess. Obnoxious moaning and breathing. I feel like she wanted to get caught. And if I woke up to my cheating boyfriend next to me in a tent, I'd rather sleep on the ground by myself. Our other friend's girlfriend had apparently left during the night without any of us knowing, so there are only 4 of us. My partner's excuse was that he generally thought that the girl was me. The smell of the eyes, the hair, etc. And then I realized that it was real. I cried and have been crying since. I felt so broken, betrayed, confused, and hurt at the same time. Okay, A, the fact that she left in the middle of the night without anyone knowing, shady, planned, plotted, she knew. Secondly, ain't no bitch smelling exactly the same between shampoo, body spray, body wash, lotion, all the things. So immediately, no. I'm sorry, but like, I don't feel like I use enough popular enough products continuously all in one cycle daily for me to smell like a generic bitch for some other random ass girl to smell the same as me. Yeah, no, I'm not buying. Want to make up excuses for him and think maybe it was a mistake, but he full on cheated. 4 years down the drain, just like that. I've been staying at my sister's since we got back, but he hasn't stopped texting and calling me to apologize and saying that he's disgusted of himself and that he genuinely thought it was me. I haven't spoke to him since, but I'm tempted to. I miss him and I'm so hurt. I'm confused. Should I break up with him for it? You wouldn't do a backflip for the one time? What the fuck are you talking about? Here's what I'll say. Any person who cheats and says it was a mistake, I call bullshit. If someone cheats, they either had the opportunity to stop the cheating, they initiated the cheating, or they could have walked away. So if someone allows himself to be put in that circumstance, I'm sorry, but I don't have any sympathy for it because you knew what you were doing. I don't, like, putting blame on drugs or something else is not acceptable because I don't think that that's okay. I don't know, like, I'm not buying. Edit. He's been planning to propose to me for a month. He apparently made a custom order for an engagement ring to suit what I specifically liked. Told him he can forget about proposing as he fucked up big time. For context, the night it happened, he said it was dark in the tent so he could barely see anything and the only light source was a campfire behind the tent. He wasn't wrong in that point, but surely he would feel and hear the difference. I agree. Not every bitch moans and fucks the same way and feels the same. Like, I know there's a lot of generic bitches out there. But, like, for fuck's sake, I don't buy it. The girl had a deeper voice than I did and smelled entirely different. From me, we wear different perfumes. And she was blonde. I dyed my hair straight ginger. See, she's calling it out. Dropping the proposal bomb on me left me all the more confused and torn. How am I supposed to break up with him when he had been planning this all along? See, here's the thing. I don't feel like he had been proposing it. Are the stories fake? I don't know. It's a good question. Or if you're accusing them of. Maybe. I don't know. It's just Reddit. So I feel like he's using the proposal as a way to keep her. And almost force her to be with him. I feel like it's I fucked up, but like, here's this thing. I don't know. I'm not buying. How am I supposed to break up with him when he's been playing this all along? I feel like the asshole, even when I'm not. He knows I've been waiting for him to propose for over a year now. Okay, here's where the update comes in. Final update? Question mark. So much has happened in the past hour. Our friend was able to get in touch with the girl who was caught with my partner because he went to the girl's house and no one was there. You fucked a girl who you thought was your girlfriend, realized it wasn't, and then you went to her house when no one was there. I'm trying not to punch anything right now. I'll try to break it down as best as I can, starting with my partner whom called off to work to come to me so we could sit down and talk about it once and for all. I asked him if he could possibly leave work early because I knew I wouldn't be able to sleep. Anyways, from his perspective, while being in the tent alone, he could not tell whether or not he was asleep or not. He thought his eyes were open, but it wouldn't make a difference whether he blinked or stared into the abyss. He said he was really dizzy, but super hyper, but wasn't really tired, and all these feelings made him nauseous, and not to the point where he needed to throw up, just enough for him to feel like he needed to lie down and relax. He said he left the tent open, but he didn't react, so he naturally thought it was me. He said, "Are you going to bed?" As the girl thought was me, plummeted herself into the sheet next to him. Couldn't recall whether or not he had a response, but he said he felt a kiss on his arm. What? He went to spoon her and said goodnight until he felt a kiss on his lips. I'm telling you, I knew it was a bitch. I knew it was a bitch this whole fucking time. I knew that bitch was instigating. I knew that bitch was up to something. I fucking knew. He kissed back and it progressed from there. He said he consented with his body as he thought it was me, but he wasn't. But not because he was hallucinating, but because he couldn't see anything. He had his eyes closed most of the time because he couldn't see anyways, apparently. Then they got naked and she straddled him. They didn't have intercourse, but instead they were dry humping naked. As a 24 male, I'm not buying that. Unless you're already a virgin and you're like waiting till marriage or some shit, I'm not buying it. He said he couldn't feel anything, as if no one was on top of him. Still not buying it. Then the tents were ripped open and he thought it was her closing it behind her. How could that happen? If she was on top of him, how could she be getting off of him to close the tent and still be on him? God. Okay. But it was us. Then he saw us and was really confused. That's when he thought that maybe he was hallucinating, hence the no reaction. He thought there was no way he could be outside the tent, or there was no way he could see me outside the tent when I was straddling him naked. Then the guy started yelling, the girl got off of him, and then he went outside the tent naked. He said he forgot he was naked and got confused as to what was happening. Then he saw me vomit and pass out. The whole time, our guy friend was yelling at him, and he carried me back to the tent and stared at me for a good minute. How many excuses is this dude gonna come up with? I agree. How many excuses is this dude gonna come up with to get out of the situation that I don't believe it. I think he knowingly put himself in this. I think he knew what was going on. I think he knew what was happening. I'm not buying it. Given I'm not the most mentally stable person when it comes to relationships. Do I have the best judgment? No. But I'm not buying it. Also, Baja Blast with kinky vodka. Not bad. Okay. He looked at our friend yelling and asked if it was real. Then he realized it was. That's when he started getting aggravated, stressed, and started crying because he realized he just cheated on me. Then the girl disappeared, and they didn't notice until the guy stopped yelling to ask the girl what she was doing on top of him. He told me the girl never spoke, only moaned. He thought it was me because we had similar hair length and was confused for was confusing her eyes for mine whenever he got a glimpse of light on her. I asked him a hug. What? I gave him a hug when he finished explaining. We were both crying at this point and still are. Bro. No. Okay. I asked him if he needs help reporting the girl to the police, and he said no. He said he thinks she confused him for her partner or two. There's absolutely no way that happened when she could see her boyfriend cross the shore walking with me. Agreed. That bitch knew what she was doing. 110%. He said he didn't feel assaulted because he was reacting with the same energy. That was definitely weird, finding out it was wasn't me in the end. So I urged him to think about it carefully, but offered my support because I knew how disgusting and weird it was to think that even we would get raped by the same people we trusted, but that needs to be addressed. He said he'll think about it. I said my side and how I saw it, and that we sat in silence for a while and ended up talking about the good moments that happened that night. See, he knew what he was doing. He acknowledged what he was doing. He's upset he got caught, and that's why he's like, no, I don't want to report it to the police. Let's move on. Let's talk about the good parts that happened of the night. He's purposefully doing that to distract her so that she doesn't think about those things and moves on and everything's all good and fine, which it's not. Still, hold on. Okay. We are both relieved. We talked about it, and it generally felt like he was telling the truth. I'm sorry, but here's what I'll tell you. Being with my abusive ex, who was very manipulative, who could tell a lot of lies that I genuinely believed and genuinely thought were real, when someone acts well enough and manipulates you well enough, you are going to believe that because you want to believe them and they are portraying it well enough. But there's a good chance and opportunity that it's 100% not real. I'm getting choked up thinking about it because I know how fucked over I've been in the past and how ignorant I was to the situation when it was presented to me. But I will tell you, there's a good chance you're being manipulated and lied to. I've known the man for 5 years. He physically cannot lie. It's impossible. Even if he did lie to you, if he was a bad liar, he would have a telltale sign. Like, I know someone who, when they lie to me, literally their nose will flare. Like, their nostrils will flare. So that's their telltale sign. So even if someone can't lie to you, they will at least have a telltale sign for you to know when they're lying. I genuinely, in this situation, do not believe that he's 100% telling the truth without any knowledge to the situation like he claims. He said he understands why I thought he cheated because he thinks he did cheat. He brought up the proposal because he was terrified of losing me, but admitted the bad timing of it. I shared my own guilt, and apologized for leaving him in the hands of somebody else, for allowing that to even go that far for anything. No, girl, don't feel that bad. If you're awake, if you're stripping balls, you're on acid, and you're having a good time, and you want to go for a fucking walk, you should not feel obligated to take care of your significant other who is drunk and tripping on balls also. And be worried about something like that happening. That is pure manipulation. When you feel like you're in blame or in cause for the situation that happened, and if you had been there, and if you had done this differently in XYZ, this wouldn't have happened. No, it would have happened regardless. Whether you were there or fucking not, you would have been outside the tent, having a drink, having a good time, touching the sand, and they would have started fucking around. It does not matter. It was gonna happen. It was destined to happen, unfortunately, in this girl's poor circumstances. Now he's taking a shower and going back to work after I'm shaking from typing this. As for the girl, buckle the fuck up. We finally heard from her after our guy friend, and she apparently has been MIA because she's been in the fucking hospital. She got her phone taken away from her by her mom. Our friend went to the girl's house because he was sick of waiting for a fucking response, and no one ended up being home. He then got the mom's number from a neighbor that was close with and called her and was able to talk to the girl. Fucking weird if you ask me. Bitch, okay, hold up. Why is this girl in the fucking sex hospital? Why is she in the sex hospital? Or just mental hospital, doesn't matter which kind of hospital, let's be fair. Is she pregnant? Is she in the normal hospital getting an abortion? Is she in the fucking mental hospital because she damn right lost her mind? Or is she in the drug hospital because she's in relapse? This bitch knew what she was doing, otherwise she wouldn't be in a fucking hospital/rehab. I'm telling you. Her mom told our friend she was home safe, and she's been in the hospital this whole time. She said she left because of how disgusted she felt when she realized what she had done. She said she wanted to lay down, but confused our tent to be theirs. Theirs were the same color. Then she heard my partner say, "You going to bed?" And she thought he said, "No sex." I'm sorry, but you going to bed and no sex do not even remotely sound the same. Not even fucking close. Then immediately heard her boyfriend's voice instead of mine. As in, confused my boyfriend's voice for her boyfriend's voice. Okay, hold on. This is gonna be good, I bet. I hope. I knew it! I fucking called it! She then initiated small kisses, and when he reciprocated, she was assured that it was, indeed, her boyfriend. Completely forgot about the fact that he was 20 steps away from her. Completely forgotten that she was asked to watch my partner in case anything's happened. And so, then she realized what she had done. She left without saying anything and took an Uber home. Jumped out of the fucking moving car because she thought the car wasn't moving, and the car wasn't moving because she was home. Ended up fracturing her arm, staying longer in the hospital for suicidal tendencies and getting infections, and then she ended up being fined for endangering herself and others on being high on acid. You told someone you would watch their boyfriend because they were high. Forgot you told them that. Went to lay down. Someone said, "Are you going to bed?" Thought you heard no sex. Started kissing someone, started dry humping someone naked, heard your boyfriend, freaked out, left, took an Uber, was so high that you jumped out a non-moving vehicle because you're already home, and then ended up in the hospital. I'm sorry, I'm trying to take a moment to wrap my fucking head around all this. Because holy fucking shit. Oh, this doesn't have a single update. That's why it's inconclusive. Oh man, we're about to be so disappointed. Okay. I both have a beer to finish and a Baja Blast with Kinky. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Yeah, it's only been 9 days. Okay. She ended up saying that she accepts whatever happens to her, whether we report what happened or beat her up, etc. Our friend said she sounded very remorseful and worried of all of us, especially my partner and I. She said that she thinks she raped him because she was the one who initiated it. We were waiting to hear more from him about her, but he's now on her way to visit her. Why are you visiting her? 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 A lot is still unclear and doesn't add up. Bitch. Fact. Needless to say, I'm both relieved. Hold on, what the fuck's on my monitor? There we go. I'm both relieved and mortified to have both heard both parties' perspective. This has been a big fucking day. It doesn't feel real. We'll continue to work on this and may probably need therapy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I will tell you this. If you did something like that, I could never trust you again. I could never be with you again. It is 100% over. Like, I'm sorry, but like, there's no if, ands, or buts about it. Like, 4 years is a long time. But you're out of my life because I will never, ever believe you and never, ever have the same trust for you. We will continue to work on this and may probably need therapy. Situation that has never been a lot bigger than me. Or wait, the situation ended up being a lot bigger than me, and I feel the same. That the only ones to blame were ourselves. No, you were not to blame, girl. Don't blame yourself. We allowed this situation to happen. It didn't matter if it was intentional or not. Okay, first of all, you did not allow this to happen. I'm telling you, it was going to happen regardless. Do not blame yourself. Secondly, how can you blame yourself? How can you blame yourself? And it was clearly intentional. I'm sorry, but how do you not see that? We're irresponsible and really stupid. We thought the beach was an awesome idea for solitude, silence, and the view, but we didn't factor in the darkness and the consequences of drinking and taking acid at the same time. No, see, don't blame the drugs. Don't blame the circumstances. Don't blame the atmosphere. Blame the individuals who did the fuck up. Let's conclude this shit show. Hell, neither one of us could have even drowned this, despite the ground rules we put out. Hell, one of us could have even drowned out, despite the ground rules we put out, and despite being a low tide night that night. So they are blaming the water. What? It was really, really dumb, and put up a fail from the beginning, as our relationship were coming into an agreement that to have some space between us physically, as it felt like we would have been too soon to start sleeping on the same bed and to get therapy together. We'll talk about it more after his shower. I'm going to continue to stay at my sister's, but I'll also be seeing him regularly to start supporting each other. We're both still shaken up and quite traumatized from it all, but we're both willing to work it out. We both heard one another and decided to trust each other, and obviously created one heavy boundaries regarding drugs and alcohol. Not wanting to develop any trust issues, but I'm hoping to heal from this and will be either easier than how everyone makes it seem to be. If you're gonna have trust issues in a relationship, it was bound to happen. Don't blame yourself. If somebody fucks up, it's their fault, not yours. Let's talk about it. Okay. For those people who have commented sharing their own experiences, thank you, especially to those who have challenged my perspective and called me out on my own shortcomings, excluding the ones who are flat out insensitive assholes. Y'all can choke. This girl is stuck in a toxic relationship. I tell you that. I can call that out from a mile away. As one who's been there. I thank those who have given me sound advice and those who have educated me and who have given us well wishes. I really appreciate the time you've invested in this. I'll answer questions, but I might need to delete this profile shortly after. Thank you, everybody. That's it. No updates. It is an inconclusive, not ongoing, but an inconclusive thing. Yeah, I mean, toxic. Don't recommend. Get the fuck out. Yeah, I mean, would I have had more thoughts a couple hours ago when I was sober? Maybe. I'm at a loss for words. I'm dumbfounded by the ignorance of this individual. And I mean, maybe it's because looking at it from an outside perspective, who somebody was in a very toxic relationship and was very manipulated and dealt with a lot of shit they probably should not have. Maybe that's why I'm judgmental of this individual for jumping back into this relationship and just believing every word he says. But the best advice I can give is, if something in your gut is telling you something and you're unsure and you're have a weird feeling about it and something's not to be trusted or someone's not to be trusted, whether it's a girl or guy or whatever the situation, you're probably right. Which I know you don't want to hear or see or believe, because doesn't fit the narrative in the situation, because you want everything to be good and well and to bounce back. But what I can tell you is sometimes the best case scenario is you have to get out. Trust your gut. I mean, as much as sometimes you want to believe it, no, nothing. As much as you want to believe it and you don't want the situation to be what it is, sometimes it is, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's a sad, unfortunate truth in that situation. So I hope my personal experience in a situation like that, if that happened to me, I hope that girl's not friends with the other girl. And if she is, she's no longer my friend. I would break up with him, because I'm sorry, but the math ain't mathin'. Like she said, hair color's different, smell is different. The words that were said didn't add up, and the fact that they were dry humping naked, again, I don't believe as an adult in a long-term relationship that's all that was happening. I feel like the girl that had the boyfriend had an alternative motive and knew what she was doing from the get-go. And I feel like as fucked up as the boyfriend was, like, he knew what he was doing. Therapy can only help you so much. And venting and talking things through can only help you so much. But unfortunately in that situation, I don't think those things would help you enough to be able to be good and mentally stable in a relationship where you're willing to accept a proposal of a custom ring. Again, just my opinion. Everybody's different. Everyone has their own opinions and thoughts and judgments, which is totally fine, and that's the whole point of this. But But yeah, that's my conclusion to this Reddit story. There's no updates. That was it. It was an inconclusive story, which we knew from the get-go. But yeah, don't forget to click all my socials down below. Hit subscribe if you haven't. Check out my live streams if you want to watch this live or anything else. It's gonna be all listed down below. But I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.